"Hey, do not harm this man. He is appointed for this season to liberate Burkina Faso and to awaken African continent." In the heart of West Africa lies Burkina Faso, a nation rich in culture, resilience, and deep aspirations. Since 2022, under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré, the country has begun a bold, transformative journey, marking yet another leadership change in Burkina Faso in a short span of time. But as with any meaningful change, opinions vary. Today we explore the progress made, the battles fought, and the questions we must all ask. Born in 1988, Ibrahim Traoré emerged as a respected figure in Burkina Faso's military. In September 2022, during a time of unrest, he led a coup that made him the country's youngest president. His rise brought with it both hope and skepticism. Since then, his government has faced instability, surviving several coup attempts. But despite the unrest, Traoré remains extremely popular, especially among the youth. When he appeared at President John Mahama's inauguration in Ghana, Traoré received the loudest applause of all 21 African leaders. It wasn't just about charisma, it was a signal of a growing shift. Young Africans embracing bold leadership and, in some cases, military rule. A recent Afrobarometer survey revealed that 66% of Burkinabe now accept military rule, a huge jump from just 24% in 2012. For many, Traoré represents hope, honesty, and action. Since taking office, Traoré has launched major reforms. He reversed salary hikes for government officials and still lives on his captain's salary. Wealth must serve the people. He nationalized gold mines, banned unrefined gold exports, and opened a national gold refinery that will process up to 150 tons annually. President Traoré prioritized one thing above all: economic independence. He turned away from the usual path, rejecting loans from institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. He made it clear: Africa doesn't need the World Bank, IMF, Europe, or America. We can grow without Western loans and their conditions. For many young Africans, that's a statement of pride. For most citizens, though, it's all about survival, better schools, hospitals, and roads. Burkina Faso is rich in resources: gold, zinc, copper, manganese, even diamonds. But for years, these riches haven't translated into better lives. The country's GDP has grown from $3.2 billion in 1990 to over $18 billion today. Extreme poverty dropped from 83% to around 28%, yet huge challenges remain. Burkina Faso still ranks 185 out of 193 on the Human Development Index. Over 60% of people are multidimensionally poor, and terrorism continues to displace millions. Roughly 40% of the country is under threat from extremist groups. Schools and clinics are shut down. More than 2 million people have been displaced, and humanitarian needs are rising. But there's hope. Well-wishers believe that, with the right governance, Burkina Faso's economy could grow by 8% annually through 2043, lifting millions out of poverty. Key to this: strong institutions, public accountability, and a return to constitutional rule. Traoré's current transition plan allows him to stay in power until 2029, but many believe that a return to democracy is crucial, not just for legitimacy, but for attracting investment and long-term growth. His administration also launched a cotton processing center, started building a new airport, and poured investments into agriculture, all steps toward industrializing Burkina Faso. His government distributed over 400 tractors, 39 tillers, 710 motor pumps, and more than 700 motorcycles to support the nation's farmers. The results: tomato production rose from 315,000 to 360,000 metric tons. Millet increased from 907,000 to over 1.1 million. Rice grew from 280,000 to 326,000 metric tons. Burkina Faso growing literally. To keep the momentum, the government launched 2 tomato processing factories and a new state-of-the-art gold mine in 2023. Construction began on the Ouagadougou-Donsine airport, set to handle over 1 million passengers each year once complete in 2025. This is a nation in motion. President Traoré also made symbolic but powerful moves. He banned colonial-era British legal wigs and gowns in courtrooms, replacing them with traditional Burkinabe dress. It was more than a fashion change. It was a message. We are reclaiming our identity. He expelled foreign troops and shut down several Western media outlets. Any saw it as a stand for sovereignty. Others called it defiance. But the people? They called it courage. Burkina Faso has long battled extremist threats. Under Traoré, the army reclaimed 25% of lost territory. The defense budgetes raised by 30%, improving training and equipment. Still, the security situation remains fragile. With bold reforms come big reactions. While many celebrated his leadership, others criticized it. Since the coup, the country has seen an increase in violence. Fatalities from conflicts have risen from nearly 2,900 to over 7,200. More than 60% of the country is still beyond full government control. Millions are displaced. Many need humanitarian aid. These facts are serious. But so is this question. Why is a man who fights for his nation's independence so hated by some? Who benefits when African countries remain dependent? Are there forces outside and inside that fear self-reliant African leadership? And how can the people tell the difference between fair criticism and sabotage? Despite the noise, many Burkinabe citizens believe in President Traoré. They see in him not just a leader, but a symbol of resistance, a symbol of pride, a symbol of Africa rising. President Ibrahim Traoré's time in power has been marked by bold steps, reclaiming economic control, reviving agriculture, restoring national pride, and refusing to bow to foreign pressure. Yes, challenges remain, but challenges are part of leadership. So, we must ask, do we judge a man by the size of his challenges or by the strength of his response? So once again we say, do no harm to this man. He is appointed for this season to liberate Burkina Faso and awaken Africa. Support him with truth. Question him with wisdom. But do not oppose him blindly, because in his struggle, many see their future. In times like these, leadership is not just about power. It's about purpose. President Ibrahim Traoré is walking a narrow road, one filled with hope, resistance, sacrifice, and vision. So let us watch carefully, speak truthfully, and support wisely. Let us remember, history is not only written by those in power, it's written by those who choose to care. And to all who oppose him unfairly, be warned. You may find yourselves not standing against a man, but against the hopes of a rising generation. Do no harm to this man. He is appointed for this season to liberate Burkina Faso and awaken the African continent. The winds of change are blowing. Let us be on the right side of that change. If this video gave you new insight, encouraged you to think differently, or opened your eyes to what's happening in Africa today, like this video to help spread the message. Subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking stories, powerful truths, and inspiring leadership from across the continent. And don't forget to comment below. We want to hear your thoughts, your voice, and your vision for Africa's future. Thank you for watching. Together, let's build, not break. Let's support, not sabotage. Let's rise, not retreat. Until next time, stay informed, stay hopeful, and stay united.